Yes. Eh. For me, it's the like I'll go days without, like especially when I'm traveling around, I'll go days without, uh, and it's like
Without a cigar?
yeah, 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 and it's
See, I
really
would smoke. I'd smoke 3 or 4 a day,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then I'd call friends that were like heavy smokers. I'd be like, "How many smoke a week?" And they'd be like, "Oh, 3 to 8 a week." I go, "A
yeah,
week?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "You smoke at least 3 every day, though, right?" And then they're like, "Well, yeah." It's like a
yeah,
gambler
yeah,
who always wins, right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah. But so you like
I
when
like
you're
those Padrones.
when you're
Boy, those
like
are
that
good.
though, when you're like that though, you're not getting the hit at the right moment. It's just
Oh,
like
that's why you got to keep chasing the hit.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're sitting in the sunset at night, like just have that moment with you hear the birds or whatever and all that. And you just,
You know what makes me mad?
uh,
You get the wrong cigar, and it's just like it never hits right the whole time,
yeah,
and you're like, ugh. And now I got to smoke 3 more to find that right one. That's why I really appreciated the Padrones. Those were
yeah.
dope. And you know what the last cigar I smoked was? So remember when we did the premiere of Kill Me Again in L.A.
Yeah,
and Corey DeMeyer gave me a bag and it had a box of 3 Cubans in it,
yeah.
and he says, "Hey, so the next movie you guys do when you wrap it, you and Heath and Keith gonna smoke these cigars." And I go, "I'm gonna take one with me because this might be the who knows if I'll smoke it." And so there's 2 now at my house for you and Heath.
All right.
But that was amazing. I never smoked a Cuban cigar before,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was incredible.
I got one sitting in my house right now. The
Is that
first
right?
one. Yeah,
Yeah. Isaac's really into them. Isaac's got a bunch of good ones.
yeah.
I had no idea until I started talking to him about it.
He it's funny. He's got like he's like this hillbilly Isaac, which is awesome.
He's grown up a little bit in
I
there.
but he's still that guy, and I resonate with that. But he has his nice watches.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I hear he's got nice cigars. Like
I asked him, I don't know, a few months ago, I go, "So how you doing?" Because he started moving in. Me and Scotty,
we're talking about Ike Valley Flag, the
yeah,
fight, the
Isaac
UFC
Valley
fight.
Flag,
Yeah,
yeah. Who I met when he's 15,
yeah,
right? We come up out of Michigan together. I move out here. Him and Scotty come out looking for a different life. They start living with me, and da 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 da. It starts chasing hail and do roofing up in Colorado. Scotty does, and I go up there because I'm just working in a bar, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make this work. And I think I'm a white belt or a blue belt at the time, and I done some stick fights and stuff. Both me and Ike did. We would fight outside all the time, hundreds of stick fights, but selling roofs, chasing hail up north. And so we did that, and we built this big company, sold $1 million in sales in 6 months. And I was just like, I was drinking frappuccinos and fat as shit. I was maybe almost 280 pounds. It's huge. And I was like, money is not joy. And I was like, I got to move back. And I went back and I just started training and fighting. And that's where we met. And so Isaac, now all these years later, like 2 years ago, he started working for Scotty. Scotty's company got big enough that they have national everywhere. And now there's an Albuquerque interstate that Ike runs, right? And so anyway, I called Ike a while ago, and I go, "So how you doing? Everything's going okay with Scotty and the business and all that, da 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 da." And because with friends and work, it can all get weird. And he goes, "Dude, I'm not just doing okay. I am flourishing." And to hear Ike say a word like that, like it was like,
yeah.
that's so beautiful, man. Because you watch people struggle for so long, and it's just like a kick in the guts. And
Well,
it's just like he's not there. He's standing up to his life.
he's the epitome of so many people we know as the fighter where it didn't work out with the way he wanted to,
Right.
and then now like you're nearing 40,
Yeah.
and what skills do you have in life
Yep.
that can turn into something else? Like you dedicate your whole life to being this martial artist.
It's how many people we know where, and in your own experience, where you go, now life's over. And I'd always think with that thinking, and I never realized, no, that's just the end of a chat. The next chapter's about to begin. And I would confuse the endings and the beginnings of shit. I go, no, this is perpetual, man. There's a new beginning here. And to see that happen and open up in his life, it's just really great, man.
That was the worst part of my life is when easily the worst part of my life is when I quit fighting, and my adrenals were shot. I was just like I was in a fog all day long, and we started Caveman Coffee, and I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to do a yoga studio. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what's my life gonna be like, and all that. I'm still trying to be an actor, which I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how to train. Like somebody will give me a call. That's amazing. Boy, that was just a hard. I don't know what 5 or so years, just and not having that belief, kind of having that whole little bit of belief that this movie business is gonna work out, but looking at the bank account and what other skills do you have, you know? I'm trying these other businesses that, like, who the idea that yoga studio is gonna pay you money, um, this caveman coffee, okay.
Especially in New Mexico. It's
Yeah.
kind of an impoverished state. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like there's not a lot of businesses that do flourish, you know?
I had a couple, I had a couple MMA gyms. I also talked to somebody about that I
Yeah.
forgot about, and I thought that
They were
that
the mean one gyms, right?
I didn't wanna walk in the door. I didn't wanna do that because it just felt like, I just felt like here's a has-been fighter team. This is the way I used to do it, and
Dude, that mental shit about that's like when he wrote, it was the first time I ever read Killer Jack. And he's sitting there at the table in the coffee shop. And the kid comes up to him and she's like, "Oh, hey, did you know, what are your ears? Or did you?" And, "Oh, yeah. You know, and then the other guy comes up and he's like, "Oh, my dad used to," and
yeah,
all those little, like, I'll call them microaggressions
yeah,
that are like,
yeah.
that nobody knows how they stab you with
Yeah.
that stuff. Like, holy fuck.
I still get the, I don't know if it's a microwave, whatever, but I still get, "Hey, you still fighting?"
Right.
You still
And I got that. I was like, I'm 54 years old. What's fucking wrong with you?
I guess it's cool. I guess I look like
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
shape, like
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, what do you? Yeah, thank God, thank God, thank God I did have that.
I
Period.
used to go, I go,
Thank God I did have that down period. You know, thank
Well-
God all that happened and to lead to what we're doing right now. And
I think the thing is too, is like, it takes time to build the next thing.
yeah,
And it sure takes time to believe in it. Cause you can even be doing the next thing and going, is this going to hold up? Is this a real thing?
well, see, that goes back to what we're talking about. Is what do you do every day? Like it's not
Right.
for the goal; it's what you do every day. And
It's a lifestyle.
back then, it was like the goal was, okay, I'm gonna be this big movie star.
Right.
But it wasn't like a lifestyle of training to be an actor every day.
Right.
I didn't have that yet. I didn't have that reason to get out of bed and do the thing. It's just like waiting for the phone to
A
ring.
way easier
Yeah.
path to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way more straightforward. Here's what you do.
Yeah.
You put these things, you know.
That's what's hard about the world we're in right now. Even what I'm doing right now, producing and making movies. Like there's no coach to tell me like, okay, this is what you need to do today. This is your routine. No, you need to divert all of your energy into this and not that. Like there's no that. You're just figuring it out yourself. And
It's like you figure out, though, I think that you've done it in as much as like, here's how to put a product together. And then it just becomes, do you know the right person that will push this product through the door? You know, and that becomes the thing. And everything before is built up to that.
it's trying to create the world where you know the right person, but not like you know the right person that'll bring you along where you're the attraction, where you're the people are coming to you because they see the value in you because you've created that value through all that work. Because no, especially in the movie and the Hollywood industry, which is disgusting, nobody likes that desperate person that, like, oh, you're the guy that's gonna help me do this. Oh, you're the guy nobody wants that guy. Nobody likes
Dude,
that
I was
guy.
on The Longest Yard, and I was doing like special background or whatever, right, with all the football players and convicts and shit. And we were halfway through, and they were moving it from Santa Fe. It's where I met Joey Diaz, was on that movie.
That's
from
right.
Santa Fe to L.A., right? And so they do they do a rap party for Santa Fe, basically. And they show the movie, a movie that one of Adam Sandler's friends had edited. It was dope. It was really dark. It was way better than the real movie. The real movie was pretty awful. But I told Terry Crews at that thing, like he was there, and I was like so impressed with him, like his comedic timing.
He's nobody then, right?
Yeah. He was the guy in Training Day that would clap the pigeons on top of the projects that they drove into.
Okay,
right?
cool, yeah.
And so he got
Did not
this
know
role in
that.
there, and he was excellent, real funny, used his body well. He was tremendous. And I go, hey, going to LA and stuff, and what do I do next? Because I'm ready to work or whatever. I said something that I didn't know how foolish it sounded to him, and he just goes, Tait, it's great. The town hates desperation, and then he walked away. I was like, okay,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, little lessons, man.
How long did it take him to get to there,
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, forever, man.
Yeah.
Forever. And then they put him in a dress and white girls, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip. That whole thing, like that industry is such a bait and switch. And I remember when I went out, I was first in LA, and somebody's like, "Well, you need pictures, you need headshots, before you could just send So you're paying money to get headshots, you know, $200 or $600, whatever you pay for headshots. And I remember I had these headshots, and I was like, great, now that's one step, and now I can go further. And this one manager, or agent or something, this commercial agent, he was Ari Shaffir's agent, is how I hooked up with him. Who got Ari commercials? He goes, yeah, no, he goes, the industry's changing. He goes, these are all color. And he goes, what they want, what's in vogue now is to have black and white headshots. So these aren't going to work. And people will tell you the craziest shit that's not true at all. Like, because they don't know. The fact is, you know, people go, oh, how do you get in the film? They don't know how to do it either.
That's how people charge $1,000 for a headshot.
Or, all that.
Yeah.
They would love to be in the position. It's like the guys that run stunt workshops. Yeah. It's like the only one that does it is a friend of mine. He does like a gunfighting workshop. But like those guys that do, oh, you can do a high fall and you can slide a car and you can do over the week. Those are guys that can't get a job doing stunts. That are running those. Like, and that's the same thing all over all these satellites off of the film industry of like, oh, I'll tell you how to do it. And it's like everybody that's never done it will always tell you how to do it.
Or you go into acting class, you talk about desperation. The acting class, all the desperate actors talking about, oh, I had this read, and maybe this will, that feeling, you know.
Whenever people say craft anymore, I get fucking weirded out. I'm like,
craft?
The only craft I'm interested in is crafty.
Yeah, process is a word that gets me.
So
this is my process. Like a young actor talking about their process.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about your process.
So funny.
Just stand on your mark and do the fucking line.
And then you see these guys that are kids that come up as like teenagers that have been doing it, and they're just snotty teenagers that have been doing it, and then they're like, there isn't any of that. They just are comfortable. Oh, are you comfortable in front of a camera?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
in the hugest way.
Yeah.
Do you not care enough to be able to be in front of camera and be yourself? Okay, you win.
It's been a run, man.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Let's
wrap it up. What's Caveman Coffee doing?
Caveman Coffee's doing stuff. Kill Me Again is on Tubi and Prime.
You got to pay for it on Prime, but on Tubi it's free.
Nope, it's free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got to edit that part out.
No, leave that in.
That's amazing. No, there's no editing on this show.
No editing. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Cool.
I didn't get it.
Did you see him without a shirt on? That's a joke.
I left the theater for that like 10 minutes where you were in the basement.
Yeah.
Dude, he looked great.
I don't know about that.
That's what I was curious. Did you do anything?
I got the call. This is the story that
he didn't look as great as he looks if he's trying, but he looks great anyway.
So I got that call. Yorma, the writer-director, sent me a text message at 3 a.m. I got it in the morning when I got up, and he's hey, what are you doing the next few months? Like, I got this little thing I'm doing. I'm like, absolutely, I'm in. Where am I going? Because I know you're not in America because you're texting me at 3 a.m.
Right.
And so it turned out I had a month to start getting in shape to go to do this thing. So I told Jordan, hey, I need to get in shape in a month, man. What can I do? And like, whatever. Like, it's bullshit, man. But even then it wasn't real because, like, you know how this is. You hear about shows all the time, but it's got to go through so many levels of approval, producer's approval, studio approval, and all that. The director wants me, yeah, sure. Like, when I get a plane ticket, like, I'll believe it. Yep. So it's not real workout. But now you watch, like, fuck, I should have been getting in real shape. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is this, is the fact of it is there isn't a getting in shape unless you're so high up on the call sheet that you know a year out that you're doing that. Yeah. Because normally it's like, a couple months out or something like that. At the like that would be great to know that much in advance. And then you go but you got to stay in. You got to have a form to build on. You got to already be that guy. I
was talking to an actor that was just that, and we try to do that too. It's like, man, you got to stay weeks out of being in shape in this business.
That's what Randy Couture would say. I remember one of my favorite interviews. Somebody asked him, they go, well, you got to, you're 106 years old and you got this championship 5-round fight coming up or whatever. How long does it take you to get in shape in a fight camp for that? And he goes, I can't get in shape in a fight camp. Yeah. He goes, that's in my 20s. He goes, I'm 43 years old or whatever he was at the time. He goes, I've got to stay in shape so I can have skill acquisition. so that I can be a better athlete when I'm there. But there's no getting in shape. You must stay in shape, and you got to be ready all the time. And that's the way Chad Stahelski would do stuff too. It's like if you take your shirt off and you're not shredded, Chad's gonna be like, he's not ready. You know, I mean, it's like that's just the nature of it. It's like if you look sloppy, then that's the last image people see you in, and so you better come correct.
You got to stay in that way mentally too. Like you got to be like, if you haven't done an audition in a while, whatever, like you got to keep your mind ready for like, for example, on Terminal List, they're trying to get this scene done, and they had to change this whole scene and trying to figure out how to you do that. And when budget gets constrained, like, okay, how are we going to shoot this big old scene and find a way to do it in a different way? And they found a little room to shoot this scene in to tell the story they got us tell. And we got the dialogue at 8 p.m. the night before. And it's and there's a little note on the email. Oh, by the way, we're doing this in a oneer. Yeah, that means a one shot. There's no cuts, and so everybody's got their bit. You got to memorize.
And also, so if there's 6 people in the thing, and you're the one that fucks it up,
That's it.
You're the dickhead.
Yeah. So you keep your muscle sharp that way, you know.
Yeah. Yes, that was beautiful. Beautiful. The whole show.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I got to see this.
And then Seth Rogen did a episode like that for some spoof of being a director or a producer or something that he does. It's called The Agency or the Studio. Yeah.
I'll tell you a magic thing about what we were talking about. This is so Jorma, the writer-director, is an SNL writer, and he's a wonderful human. And the director you want to work with, the guy that's going to curate your performance, but let you have at it. And there's so much in this film. Like I was sitting next to Darren one. That was I lived. The guy made that, like that part where Jason and Samara are sitting at the table, both pretending to be acting.
When they first, yeah. When he's tied up.
When he fakes cries, but cries for real. Yeah. That was all ad libbed.
That's awesome.
They just let the camera run it, and they're pretending to mourn over each other's death.
Magic.
Yeah, and they're making all that stuff up.
That's the thing about a director. Yeah. What I was gonna say, what I noticed about him, just for I don't know, the day I was in the room with him or whatever, is that he's not one of these dominating guys.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it has to look like this and this and that. He's like there, like a kid, like letting it all unfold, and that's a whole different energy to be able to perform in, other than like, no, it needs to look like how I need it to. You know, I really like Favreau for that too. For like, here it is, and then takes his hands off it to see what you do with it.
So, yeah, there's to me, there's 3 phases of making a movie. There's the production draft of the script. That's a final script, edited, scene numbers, and all that stuff. You look at that, and that is just a bad first draft of the movie. And then as a movie's getting made, and we talking what Jorma did, is he's just like, he's watching it happen. He's got the whole movie in his head at the time, what the audience is reacting, what the audience knows, and he's got all that in his head. And he's watching this one scene, and he's seeing how that fits. He's also enjoying the scene, and also thinking while he's enjoying that scene, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Oh, I like what you did there. What if we did this with that? And so that's the second version of the film, which is still the film is made in the editing.
Yep.
You got to have a lot of stuff in that sandbox where the editor can turn it into any film he wants. He could turn this film into a hardcore drama if he wanted to.
And Jorma needs to be there.
He's there for the whole.
I mean, but it's like, you know, there's directors that aren't there for the edit, and it's like, you don't have your movie at all anymore.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Give it over to the studio and all that. Yeah.
There was something we did on The Last Stand, and I was like, I asked Darren, I was like, we're coming off the roof, you know, onto the bus. And I was like, why aren't they filming it from, because that would look intense to have me coming off the roof towards the camera.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I agree. And I offered that to him 4 times, but he doesn't want that. Yeah. And I go, why doesn't he? He goes, because he wants it to look how he wants it to look. And he doesn't have final decision on the edit.
Final cut, yeah.
And so he says, what we're in here, Tait, is a private war. It's a silent war between the director and between the production house. And I was like, that's wild, dude.
That's why I like these indie films. That's why I like the indie films,
so
man.
Crazy.
That's it. So many stuff. Jason's ceviche when he's that was all made up. That wasn't. There's so many things in there.
Dario.
Yeah, Dario. When he imitates her language.
Dude, that is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Kill Me Again. We're talking about that. There's a lot of improv. I use a lot of improv. I learned that through editing too. Is like when I see or an actor like Brendan makes a mistake. It's a beautiful thing when an actor makes a mistake because a good actor, when he drops a line or says the wrong word or something like that, like he's not going to ruin the take. He's going to go with it. But that's human imperfection. That's what people talk like in real life, and it makes it real. And those are the takes that you want to use, man. You want to use the imperfect takes. And there's a lot of stuff where David Wilkins would just say something right before cut, but after the scene, after all the words were done.
Yeah.
That's what we used. That was beautiful, man. And then the same thing too is like having the whole thing in mind. We're in a constrained budget, and they're on your ass for making the day and all that. And I'm shooting like 20 different entrances and of Brendan walking through the door and the front door, and like it's not even the script. But like you're gonna use it, right? But it's not on the script. But you just, and you're seeing something. Okay, why don't you do it this way? Now why don't we do it this way? Now, and all that stuff gets used, man. And it's so great, man. It's just sand in the sandbox. That's when I get excited, man.
I like
That's
that.
and when you gotta pivot, the things where like I can't get this scene, we just don't have the time to get the scene. And so how do we make another scene that tells a story in the same way? And those are usually the scenes that were way better than when it was written.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
All those pieces of the montage of like, how do we utilize what we got right now while you're filming outside and fucking smash all this together so that we can tell the story of that this happened 100 times.
Guerrilla indie filmmaking, like
great.
they're setting up a shot, they're setting up prosthetics or something like that, and I see Brittany standing in a light in the kitchen, and like, oh, it's lit up beautiful. This is beautiful. Hey, get the cameras over here. Let's shoot this. And where Brendan was choking her.
Yeah.
That was just like, that was why they're setting something up.
Yeah.
Like we're just making
She's
stuff
great,
up,
too.
man.
I love
Yeah.
that girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We did. I did that with his stunt double of I don't know, half a dozen times or something like that. And we kind of got through beats, and you kind of work out like what won't work. Because you have an idea on paper about what it'll be, and then you're in this environment and you're like, okay, well, let's figure this out. And then,
Well, that was, remember, Heath, who I owe so much to, Heath Hensley, when he came up to show me the fight, the first thing, he showed me the thing, and he showed me it, and I was like, no. Like I just remember that that's not what it is. And I remember Heath looking at me, okay, we work with previs. I know he's saying, okay, what do we do this? And it just to shift gears like that. And that's what happened. And we did that, and it turned out to be a beautiful thing.
That's
right?
what I love about films is that there's all this impossibility that you come up with, and it's like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And then together, the right idea comes up.
Yeah.
Not even a great idea, but the right idea comes up.
Yeah, and
It's wild,
it doesn't have to be yours.
It's wild.
I'll take it. Well, that was my idea, and they told me not to put the hairnet on, and no, we're definitely going with the
I still
hairnet.
have the hairnet at home.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who was it? Michael Jackson was saying he got up in the middle of the night and he called all his guys. He called the studio and he says, "We've got to record right now." And they go, "Why do we have to do it right now? Why can't we wait till the morning?" And he goes, "Because I just dreamt this. This is what's happening right now. And if I don't do it right now and record it, Prince is going to get it." And this idea that all of the magic of art, of creativity is in the ether, and it comes down to people that are connected with that. And that shit, I just remember those two examples, but that happens all the time. Fire gel that you see in movies when people are lit on fire, that shit, it used to look, if you look at 80s movies or whatever, early 90s movies, it all looked distorted. It looked like you were looking through people through a fun mirror or something. And then they found a way to do it clear. And a guy in Ecuador or Mexico City maybe found it at the same time a guy in Canada did. And it was almost the same day that they came up with it. And that shit happens a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's these ideas about like, what's the most important thing about being a creative is probably healing yourself and becoming connected to the universe. Now go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard something recently. We'll get out of here, but I've always had this in my mind. I heard that a lot of Mozart stuff isn't technically amazing. Beethoven was technically amazing. Mozart would do like almost childlike Mozart would, like childlike like tunes and melodies and all that. And it's not the being so proficient and almost like a super Olympic athlete at this thing that makes you great. It's being able to evict, to get human emotion through your thing, to get people to feel something through what you're doing. That's the art. It's not being like so technically like only one person in the world could play this the way I play it or whatever. That doesn't mean it's good. Yeah, can you make emotion through this simple thing? It doesn't have to be so complex.
I love hearing Kelly Slater talk about waves. And he's like, you know, it's a weird sport because you don't all get the same wave. There's not a uniformity there. It'd be like, oh, Jimmy did it better than Brad, and it's the same. It's a different fucking wave.
Yeah.
It's all different. And he says, so I don't get to pick what wave I get necessarily, right? I don't get to get the last guy's wave. But I get to work with this and make this one look great. And it's like, and how do you do that? Like, this is what we got. And there's something beautiful about surfing in
That's
that
indie
way,
film.
right?
That's indie film right there, yeah. This is my budget, the thing. How do we make this thing happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, thanks, y'all, for watching.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Thanks for the help.